Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I don't actually remember what I did in the last episode. Isn't that slightly worrying? It was a week ago and I haven't edited it yet, but I vaguely remember that we have a few things that we have to do. We are the next day. Ah yes, we have to take on la responsabilité. But one of the main things I would like to look at today is helping Suna, see if we can open the ice cream maker. It has been one more day. There is also the dead body on the bulwark. So let's see if we can... we're standing next to the kinema, so let's make some calls.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Let's pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 centimeters to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from the Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Magine.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue.
Wonderful.
That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Can you connect me to the Jamrock Public Library?
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
For God's sake, what a late opening library. Alright, well...
We should try again during business hours.
We have a few hours then.
Anything else, Detective?
Can you connect me to the 41st? I need to see if I can report the fact that I found my gun and ID badge.
Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I'm happy to report that I have found my badge, Jules.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Okay, well I don't want to tell him I lost my gun, because I haven't, I have it in my pocket. So 10-10, transmission completed.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
With those words, the cabin becomes silent again, the radio microphone resting on its hook. Let's leave. Let's go check the ice cream box to see if we can do anything there. Since it is literally just up here. We need to kill a few hours, I think. Okay, we're hoping we can get in.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Let's try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold.
Didn't Sona give you a...
Whoops,
Equip
hang
the
on,
multi-tool.
hang on. My bad, I forgot to equip the bloody the multi-tool. Wait, that's a boombox. In my defense, they look very similar.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Oh, I can't try again, can I? Because I have to put a point into physical instrument. Oh well. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? Is that a waste of a point? Probably not. Let's try. We'll see what the percentage is. If it's too low, then we won't bother. Wait. This one. Physical instrument. I can make it 1. Lovely. We do have quite a lot of skill points right now. I probably should spend them in something, but probably fine. Any clothes we can put on to increase our physical instrument? Oh, it's still 3%. Alright, I think we're going to have to give it a few more days and equip that. Okay, so what is next on our list of things? Inspect the traps. We could go looking for the traps, check the trap in Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. We could just go look around. We can fast travel now, can't we? So let's fast travel back to the church. I want to see how much time it takes to actually fast travel. Let's fast travel to the church. It was what, 8:30? Oh, it doesn't take any time at all? Wow. That's really good. So where did it say it was? Check the trap near the boathouses, the west of the Feld building. Did I find the boathouses? The Feld building is over here, right? Oh, hello. Relax. It's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Revachol. Hopefully. Oh, give us some time. I'm sure we'll find some way of doing it. Yeah, this is the Revachol building. Hello, there's... the Feld even. Who's this guy?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blonde man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
How do you know who Kim is?
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what was that about windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Funny story, I used to work for a company who decided that the place where the computers were shouldn't have any windows for the exact same reason. So like 20 years later, when I worked there, it was like working in a tomb. It was very unpleasant. But you know, monitor glare. Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Okay. Well, you and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Can you ever really be on too many radio shows?
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why? Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Yeah, you look like somebody who has money. Do you have money? No, what's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
I'm going to assume the revolution had some negative effects.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that, Ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Oh my god. A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
Wow. Is this supposed to be some sort of, like, splinter event where, because that never happened, they've been held back by so many years? What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
But then surely if somebody expropriated them, they would have tried to reverse engineer them, surely.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Sounds like this place would have been really nice, if it wasn't the center of a giant war between the revolutionaries and the government.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers? The company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Oh god, they weren't shot on that execution wall, were they? It was one of the theories.
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Turn to Mikhail. He means they all died at the hands of the communists. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of bypassing a huge piece of history here. Yeah, I'm going to actually say this. He means they all died at the hands of the communists.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
So how did these tape computers work? Did they work like the radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
Uh-oh.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Okay, I wasn't going to say it while he was talking, but that almost made me laugh. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom. Amazing. I need to know.
He did it. He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? Paul Octerman? Keith and Guy Juiced? What are you talking about?
The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Oh, come on. There's no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center of Arts.
Actually, I think there is. No, it's too much. He's joking.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Hey, the RCM should get one of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I'll ask something else.
But of course, what else?
You look like somebody who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He brushes it off, like it's nothing at all.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Yeah, this is a profiling thing. I don't want your money, I just wanted to see whether my profiling skills were working.
Of course, Detective, I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact.
He looks up again, a playful hint shining in his eyes.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it? If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying?
Okay, well I think that's everything I need to know. I don't think I can hear anything else about the Feld building, so thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Okay. Well, we haven't actually found our way of getting into the Feld building yet, but it was interesting enough. So, we still need to go to the west to try and find one of these traps. By the boathouses. I swear the boathouses were down here. Here. Ah, here we go. I don't know if there's anything else around here.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
Let's look around.
Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain.
Let's reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Oh well, we tried.
Another empty trap.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. Alright, let's leave. What? Where was the next place? We don't want to check up the one he just set up. In Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. Land's End. I'm guessing that's up here. So I guess we'll carry on going up north. We still have an hour, 10 minutes. We have a while. We may as well make the most of it, see what we can find. I mean, I could check the trap that's right there, but I got a funny feeling if we check that one now, it's going to sequence break or something. It makes it very clear that we need to check at least one, but I wonder if we check all three first, it would somehow change something. It might not matter. But you know what I'm like at this point. I just went the long way around, didn't I? Land's End. I have also got to remember that we're looking for a sniper nest. So we're looking for a tall building of some description. We can't get in here. One day we might be able to, but not quite yet. And I've never been up here, I don't think. This is all new. Oh, there it is. There's something over there. But here's the trap.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Let's look around.
The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze, weighed down by rain. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the Cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Let's reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. Once more, I must stress that I did not expect a cryptozoological monstrosity to be in the trap. Alice, are you getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
He's short-winded. The sentence ends here. Sorry, Kim. Look, we might become famous. Imagine how great it would be. What is that horrible noise? Someone made a campfire here a long time ago. This looks like a perfect place for a sniper. A rusted, broken control box for the tower, for the radio relay tower. I can read. Box. A scented scarf. Looks snazzy. This light springtime scarf smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind, probably from a date. Wear it if you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived. -2 physical instrument allergies. Oh god, but it gives me +1. Shivers. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance, where the post trail forward. This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten it away.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator?
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out... Biddable Prime, was it?
Okay. Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower and took the shot there?
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar.
It does look extremely rickety, and wouldn't help much either.
Look over the water to the whirling in rags.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the wave-crossed bay, through heavy, dark grey curtains of rain, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. A glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
Let's finish the thought. So I think we can rule this area out, which is a bit sad. Where else could there be? I mean, I guess I haven't looked over here. But then I have. I don't think there's many other places to find a potential sniper spot from. Unless I have to get into that building. But that seems strange. To rely on something that has such a low chance. I mean, we could try and go up the tower in the church, maybe? But I feel like the man who's there would have told us. Either way, let's check the final trap. It should just be up here. You never know, it might have the cryptozoologist thing in it that I've forgotten the name of.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Let's look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
For the trap?
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Could it be?
No locusts.
No locusts?
No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
But what if it was the Phasmid? What if it ate them all and got out? It probably wasn't the Phasmid, but still, Morel needs to know. Let's say probably wasn't the Phasmid, but still, Morel needs to know.
We did sort of promise to tell them, didn't we?
He seems to regret that fact. Okay, let's go to the whirling. I do not appear to be able to fast travel. Hang on, I need to go closer to the church, I think. I was told about this. You can only fast travel from certain points. Where is the church? I've lost it. Bloody hell. Oh, there it is. Martinez waterfront. Let's go to the whirling. You never know, there might be some new people in the whirling. Wait, is that the smoker? That is the smoker on the balcony. Good lord. Oh, there he is right there. But I think before I go into this... Oh,
the
hello.
theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme. Used on everything, from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Wait, where do I get such a crown? The idea of a king in a century gone is pretty fascinating. Go with that.
The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
But as I was saying, I think I'm going to end this episode here. We shall talk to that man whose name I've forgotten, Hardy, and we shall talk to Morel in the next episode. So thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members who help support the channel. It means the world to me and helps me keep making these videos. But as always, I'll see you next time.